Are we recording right now? Oh, it's working. So, do you notice that there's two trig functions here? Yeah. Trig, you got some options, all right? But the first thing you should think when you see a craziness like this is, like, is one of these things a derivative of the other? Specifically, is secant squared, because it's in the numerator, the derivative of something? Yeah. And secant squared is the derivative of tangent. And tangent happens to be what's sitting down the bottom. Even though it's being squared, that's okay. You don't have to let u be tan squared. Let it u just be tangent. And then you get u squared down the bottom, okay? But while I'm thinking about it too, a tricky way for me to give you this same integral is to make it secant squared x times cotan squared x. Now, forget that little thing. That looks a little scary. That's the same exact integral, but you got to start thinking secant squared is sitting there. If I move the cotan down the bottom, it becomes a tangent, right? Y'all see this is the same integral going on? And we also always have the option of switching between sine and cosine, but I wouldn't do that unless you had no other options, all right? That's not going to, I mean, it could happen a lot, but most of the time in a Calc 1 class, you don't have to do a lot of trig work. Yeah?
So you're saying if we have the one on the right, you want us to switch it to look like the one on the left?
Yes, you would have to take this and rewrite it like this. And u is going to be tangent. And the reason why we know that, again, du is our trick. Like, we have to be able to get du. And we can. Du is secant squared x dx, which is all of this crap here. So that becomes du. So technically what we have left is 1 over u squared. Okay? And that is just the power rule. That's u to a power. It's u to the negative 2. The way we integrate using the power rule is we add 1 to the exponent, u to the negative 1. We divide by the new exponent. There's no coefficient, so there's a 1 there. 1 divided by 1 is negative 1. And you add c. Then you drop back in what u was.
Wait, why wouldn't you do that ln?
Why don't we do ln here? ln only happens when it's u to what power? To the first. U to the negative first. Right? We had u to the negative second. So that's not ln, that's just power rule. Yeah, just because there's something in the denominator doesn't mean you're doing ln. It has to be specifically u to the first power down there. Okay? And if I were you, you'd probably rewrite this as negative 1 over tan or negative 1 times cotangent of x, the same exact thing. Multiple choice, they could have either one of those. Okay? Please be careful here in this step. You see how I wrote tangent in parentheses to the negative 1? But when you write like tan squared, you write it like this. Don't write tan to the negative 1 like this, because that doesn't mean, what's tan with a negative 1 like that really mean? It means arctan, inverse tan, which is not 1 over tan, okay? It's just a really bad notation. Just be careful about that. So this works like that. If you want to write tan to the negative 1 power, you should really write it like that, or just really write cotan. Okay?